Hey, howdy, hey everybody, Servo here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a few different topics that I want to discuss with all of you, get your opinions on it, and just see what the community is up to. It is time for our Reddit review, and I'm really hyped for it. If you guys wouldn't mind hitting that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, I'd really appreciate it. And yeah, let's jump right into it. Alrighty, so first post we have Exact Network that said, anyone else have an egg they can't pick up? Sorry for poor photo quality. I have a purple egg in the Toy Story realm that I am unable to collect. Really, I feel like it looks like it's in a spot that you could grab it. It's a shame you can't go in like furniture mode and like pick it up and drag it closer to you. Yeah, and then it makes you wonder, like, if an egg gets completely stuck, does it just take up one of the slots that an egg can spawn for the entirety of the event? You know how they said that up to 10 can actually spawn at a time. Does that mean now this player will be down to just 9? And then what if another egg gets stuck? That is really unfortunate. You know, if you guys have been around the game for a little bit, we had a event called like Memory Mania, and some of the stuff was actually spawning, like some of the cakes were spawning in the ocean of the Moana realm. We had some other things that were trapped in the Ratatouille realm, and it got so bad they actually had to do a wipe, just pretty much erase everyone's like things that spawned in and respawn everything back in. I don't know if they're going to do that for this event. I guess it would take a lot of players running into this issue. So yeah, let us know if you had this problem. I have not yet, thankfully. Hopefully I don't encounter this issue, but that is a major bummer. Then we got this post that by Minute Share that said, Dear Gameloft, we don't have time to open the game every day to clean. I have enough trouble keeping my own house clean. Please give us an option to turn this crap off. Yeah, you know, I don't go over to Eternity Isle very often, but when I do, it looks horrendous. You know what? It's actually been a while. I should go check on it. Let's just go ahead and spawn over here at the docks, and I bet my valley looks terrible. And now imagine you have 3 valleys that you got to keep track of. Yeah, like look at this. It is overran. There is so much stuff over here. And even if I went through and cleaned up all of this stuff, literally in a couple of days, it would be right back to the way it is. I mean, look at this. It is really like sad. They do need a feature that allows you to turn off spawns for like the whole valley, and also to turn off spawns per like biome. So if you could like click on the overlook or click on at the docks, you know, and like set each one to have spawns on or off, I think that'd be amazing. Like you just kind of click on this and then have a button over here to turn it off. Click on the docks, turn that off, or highlight them, something that would be so much better. Also, I want to get the villagers involved. I mentioned this many times in the past before, but Wally, imagine if Wally, you could assign him as like a Roomba, you know, so he could go around, clean up your valley, hoard resources for you, and maybe deposit them somewhere, kind of like Animal Crossing with the whole lost and found. It would be really cool if Wally could, you could just activate it, and he just spent his time going around, you know, getting rid of night thorns or splinters of fate or picking flowers and things like that. So hopefully one day Gameloft will actually add this feature. I honestly thought they would have added a feature like that a long time ago. We've been going on over for 2 years and they still haven't added that. It's wild. Now this had 925 upvotes. There are so many members of this community that want this feature, and it's one of those highly requested features that it's like, Gameloft, please. Oh, here we go. Here's a juicy post. We got Windsong that said multiplayer effectively dead. Now this was posted just 16 hours ago, already at 308. Now that everyone is so afraid of valley visits and travel, it seems like multiplayer has been effectively killed off. Do you think this was by design? Will we ever get comment from the game developers? I really miss the open boutiques. I haven't seen as many old boutique posters. I don't know if they're afraid to open back up or if they've been banned. It honestly is just depressing. I miss my beautiful dresses. So I have been obviously heavily like involved in the Dreamlight Valley community. I have a Discord of like 10,000 members. We had like a really booming trading system set up, and we also had where people could do a touch of magic and stuff. A lot of that actually fell off before this whole multiplayer scare, so I don't think that's the issue. Daisy's Boutique, a touch of magic and stuff, Yeah, before all of the banning and everything went down, it had already died and fallen off, which does make me sad because I really love looking at the Touch of Magic stuff, that like the creations and stuff. One of the major issues with it is you are so limited on like motifs and also how many creations you can actually create. So I think a lot of people have already traded, filled up their creations, and then now there's just nothing more you can do with it. We're gonna need an update for it at some point. So like, for example, here's my furniture one. I got some decent ones in here, and then a lot of them are just random stuff I had quickly made. And then a lot of stuff is stuff that I had also gotten from other players as well. So as you see, this is all that you can actually have. Like, you can just have this amount. If I go to create a new one, I can't. It says you have filled the maximum number of design slots available. Delete an older design to create a new one. So yeah, when it's stuff that you've actually created yourself or stuff that you have actually got from someone, you'll see this little icon right here. It'll fill up these very few amount of slots. So I think that's one reason this has really fallen off. Now, that Reddit poster was asking the question, did they intentionally mean to kill off multiplayer? I don't think so, because if you remember this like blog post that we ended up getting back during the Dappers to Light update, it was the one with like Tiana and stuff. They actually had a whole section here that I'm going to read off and remind you all. So it said, giving you more ways to play together or keep your cozy solo experience. So some Disney Dreamlight Valley players love adventuring to other villages, working together with friends to complete goals, and sharing their creativity with each other. Others come to the valley for a cozy solo experience. No matter which way you prefer to play, we want to make you feel welcomed and rewarded as part of the community. So they mentioned that coming in the next update, which we didn't end up getting this. They said coming in the next update, cross-platform multiplayer will arrive for PlayStation consoles. Or sorry, it did. Cross-save has not come to the game yet. This means PlayStation users will be able to play with friends on other platforms, visit their villages, share Touch of Magic, and all that stuff. Watch out for cross-save coming to PlayStation later this year. That's the part that did not come. Now, right here, they actually mentioned in 2025, we will be adding even more ways to play together. But don't worry, if you prefer playing solo, these new features will still support you and be just as rewarding. So I think that they actually plan on expanding multiplayer this year as they intended. This was about 6 months ago. Now, they did crack down a lot on like treasure valleys. Treasure valleys seem to be their main priority, like their main target on what they want to, just get away with. And I think that the reason they implemented all these bans and they're like enforcing all of this stuff is because they do have a major multiplayer update coming out later this year. Now, here's the bad thing. They have went about this so badly because now the community is scared to go play multiplayer to the point it feels like a ghost town, like this Reddit poster had been saying. And it's so weird because I think a lot of members would just feel a lot better if they would just come out and actually talk to the community. At this point, I think so much damage has been done to multiplayer and the reputation of multiplayer. I don't know. I feel like, yes, a lot of players will eventually come back, especially if we get a multiplayer update. But I feel like so many players are still going to be traumatized and worried and scared that multiplayer is just going to ruin their game progress and stuff. It's not a good situation. I'm not going to dive into the whole banning system and situation, all that. We've kind of already discussed that. Unless we get some brand new news, I'm not going to bring it up. But yeah, personally, I think multiplayer is safe. I think trading a Touch of Magic designs, trading everything, I feel like is still safe. I personally will still do any trades or go to anyone's valley. I just don't think I would feel comfortable going to a treasure valley currently. So that's where I'm at with multiplayer. But again, I do think that they're going to expand upon it. But yeah, there's so much fear that's been instilled into the the community around this because Gameloft has been completely silent on the matter. So I do feel like they need to come out and actually discuss that so we can bring a multiplayer back into play and a lot of people can be more comfortable about it. I don't know if we're going to get that. We're going to have to wait and see. I think the next update is going to say a lot about what kind of tone Gameloft is going to be setting in the near future. Maybe they'll touch on multiplayer a little bit in the next update. I really hope so. If not, I guess it might be around the summer update. We'll have to wait and see. All right, moving on to the next topic. Fantasy Addict 24 said, y'all, this took so long to do, but it's finally done, and I now have a steady supply of every single crop. I really need to do this so badly. I need to set up a whole island just for crops. I kind of like how they laid it out here. Like, they don't have too much of each type, but they do have every type. Look at that, 749 upvotes. The community definitely is impressed by your work. I am. You could, keep it like if you set up a full thing like this, you want to make sure you leave some space like this person did. That way, whenever you're harvesting the crops, they actually have somewhere to land. But yeah, I definitely need to do that because I've already been running out of wheat and corn. And speaking of floating islands and setups, we have Creative Crochet Liza, a garden storage. This is my garden storage area on my plaza island. I wanted something a little different and pretty to store my flowers. I really hope you like it. I gotta be honest, I don't like it. I love it. Look at this. This is wonderful. Oh, they even have all the bees over here. I like that you framed it off with the little fence as well. Also, your path, your decorating skills is top tier. Also, all the little flowers, how you like to have displayed them in front of the chest. That is actually really cool. Now, this is something I have ran into every day that I'm farming up eggs. We got Pax Neo that said bug, not egg. Every time I do my rounds in the realm searching for purple eggs, my eyes move to that bug in the Lion King realm, thinking I spotted a purple egg just to notice. So they have this little bug right here. Now, I have wanted to mention this in a video so many times, but I was like thinking, this is probably just one of those things that I do. So I'm going to end up looking like a fool. And apparently not, because most of the community has been feeling the same way about this bug. Oh my gosh, guys, I just jinxed myself. I came over here, picked up an egg, and now I can't get this egg. We were just talking about eggs being completely frozen. No freaking way. Hey, there's another egg over here. What is going on though? I want this egg. Okay, let me pick it up. That was the weirdest thing. All right, sorry, false alarm. Anyways, yeah, this bug right here, every time I see that, I think it's a purple egg too. So I'm very happy to know that I am not alone in this. That bug is going to haunt us forever. Every time we see that bug, we're going to think back to this Easter event. And the last post we're going to go over is by Many Reflection 5531. They said petition for the ancient gardening machine to undig. I can't believe they took the... Whoa, hold the phone. They took out the carpet trick? No. All right, let's read the rest of the post. Please no. Before the islands, I used to do a pumpkin grift every so often, and the worst part was undigging the holes because I'm not patient enough to wait. I have a hoarder's mentality, so it's thousands of holes. I've just moved my whole operation to the forest island, so now I'm ready to get... No, let me check this out. So before, what they were talking about is like you could go and dig holes, and then imagine you like dug up a bunch of holes. It would take you forever to re-dig them. So what you could do is you could get the carpet, and you could place over it. Okay, it's still working. And then you can back out, and then the holes are gone. Wait, what were they talking about then? Maybe it's on the floating island that you can't do that? All right, I'm on the meadow floating island. Okay, everything's good. And then let's just get some. It doesn't have to be a rug. It can be whatever else you want. You would go place that down, leave, and back out. Okay, so it still works. So I'm not sure what they were talking about. Now, whenever you dig a hole and you cover this over, you have to actually leave the rug or whatever item you use to fill in the hole while you back out. And then go back in there, and then you can pick up the item. Otherwise, the holes will actually still be there. So, well, if you guys didn't know that, yeah, you can use that to patch up any of the holes in your valley. Use rugs, carpets, like big items. Anything will actually work. Anyways, that's it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know any of your thoughts down below. We went over a lot of topics. I'd love to hear your thoughts about the multiplayer feature. Yeah, have a wonderful day. I'll catch you in the next one.